All right, a very, very, very good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for coming for this session this evening. It's the 30th day of December 2025, and whether we like it or not, this year is about to be wrapped up. And so, what we are doing here essentially today is to look at, the year, all right, and also look at the year that we're trying to jump into so that we can have massive value from 2026. It is not automatic that everybody would do well in 2026. The fact that you are alive to see 2026 does not guarantee that you would do well in 2026. What you do in 2026 will determine, okay, what happens to you in 2026. And so, sessions like this, is really, really important so that you can do a lot better. Even if you have done very, very well in 2025, I mean, you can do a lot better, maybe double, maybe times three or four or five, or even times 10 of what you did in 2025 in 2026. And so I want to welcome you to this session. My name is Shola Igbusi, and I'm a business and tech coach. I'm a business and tech consultant. I'm also a monetization coach. Okay. One of the things I do is to help people make money. Okay. Is to help people see different ways of monetizing their product, monetizing their skills. Over time, that's what I've done for myself, and it has worked. Okay. By the grace of God, I get to make money from different angles. Okay. And so I mean, for me, 2025 was really beautiful. I can't deceive you. Very, very beautiful. I enjoyed it. And with what I've also planned, with what is in the works, I am very much guaranteed, okay, that 2026 for me will be very, very fantastic. And so I felt the need to share with you some of the things that has helped me, some of the things that, has also helped others, to share it with you so that if possible, you can also implement them, use them for yourself, and then you'll be fine. Okay. So thank you so much once again for coming. I hope that you'll be able to maximize the time that we have here. Okay. Just to be sure that you can hear me, I need you to say in the chat box, I am with you. Okay. Just mention I am with you, or maybe you say I'm with you. I mean, I joined from this country. I want to know the countries that are present here. I know that we have people from the UK, from Nigeria, from different parts of Africa. So go into the chat box and say, hey, I'm with you from Nigeria. I'm with you from UK. I'm with you from Uganda, Kenya, Ghana. Let's go, let's go, let's go do that. I'll be looking at it. Beautiful. I'm with you from Nigeria. I'm with you from Nigeria. I'm with you from Nigeria. Yeah, thank you for using that flag. Okay, I'm with you from Kenya. Thank you so much. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I need more people. Okay, I'm with you from UK. Thank you so much. Let's go, let's go. I need more people to say where they are from. Where are you from? Where are you joining us from today? Talk to me. Talk to me. Okay, I'm with you from Nigeria. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Talk to me. Talk to me. Where are you from? Talk to me. Are you with me? And then where are you joining from this evening? Okay, let's get to know. Okay, I'm with you from Nigeria. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. That's wonderful. Okay, thank you so much for doing that. All right. So, there's a lot to talk about this evening. Okay, I just hope that time will permit me. Okay, but make sure you are following me. Okay, thank you, Madam Damola. I'm from Nigeria. I mean, I'm with you from Nigeria. Thank you so much. So, I need you to pay rapt attention. Okay, I need you to pay rapt attention. If you can get a sheet of paper, okay, more people saying I'm with you from Nigeria. I'm with you from Nigeria. I'm with you from Nigeria. I'm with you from Nigeria, Madam Agnes. Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for that. Okay, there's a lot to share with you, and I feel that you should get a sheet of paper, a biro to write something. Okay, so that at the end of the day you can responsibly jump on those things and implement them. For me, it is about implementation. It's not just about listening to me. If you, I mean, you must have been listening to all manner of stuff, but what is important is the implementation of the things that you listen to. Okay, that for me is really, really, really important. Okay, I'm going to share my screen with you so that we can jump into it right away, and hopefully we'll be able to uh, dive deep into what we have today. So let me go full screen. All right, good. So basically, we are here this evening to look at something really critical, and I want you to pay attention to it. This might just be a turning point for somebody today. Okay, how to make 2026 financially rewarding. All right. There are many things you can get in a particular year. Okay. Some people might say, hey, I want to get married. Some people might say, oh, I want to get a new job. Some people might say, I want to travel abroad. Some people will say, oh, I want to enroll in a school. I want to do this and do that. Okay. Not everybody can actually say, hey, my year has been financially rewarding. Okay. But then, if your year was not financially rewarding, there must have been some reasons to it. Okay. It didn't just happen like that. And that's one of the things we'll be looking at today. And I need you to pay very, very close attention to. I mean, if I had time, I would have asked you, how was the year for you financially? Okay, did it start very smoothly in January? Maybe later in April, things, was somehow shaky, and then maybe by September, things picked up again. That could be the story of somebody. And for some people, it started very smoothly in January, and suddenly in June, things just went so bad. And for some people, well, maybe it started on a very rough, note, but then November, December, things just changed. Okay, those things did not just change, whether positively or negatively, just like that. There were some things responsible, and these are some of the things we'll be looking at today. I need you to pay very close attention to it. Okay, so what we'll be doing essentially today is to give you what I call financial re-engineering. The way you look at your finances, the way you look at your finances needs to change. If it doesn't change, nothing might really change in 2026. And I tell you, please, don't miss the opportunity of 2026. 2026 is going to be a very remarkable year. Don't miss it at all for anything. Okay, the the opportunities will be enormous. You will have opportunities coming your way. But if those opportunities come and you don't even know how to maximize them, what do you then do? Okay, so today I want to re-engineer your mind in terms of your finances. And so I need you to really, really note some of the things I'll be telling you. Please note, 2026 will not reward effort. Listen to this. I know that, 2026 is just around the corner, and you're saying, hey, I'm going to add more effort. Yeah, that's good. But guess what? 2026 will reward strategy. I need to say that again. 2026 will not just reward effort. Yes, you're going to put effort, but how do you want to put the effort? How? That's where your strategy comes in. Where should you put your effort? You don't just put your effort in everything. You put your effort where it will make sense, where it will give you a lot of reward. And so you must be strategic in the way you look at your finances, in the way you look at your life in 2026. You must be very, very strategic. You must have a plan. You must know exactly what you want to do. This is just 2 days to the end of the year. Do you know exactly if 2026 was to appear right now, do you know exactly what to do from the first minute? As in the first minute, do you know exactly what you're supposed to do? Or you're going to wait till March for you to wake up? Is that what is going to happen? Now, if you wait till March before you wake up, that means you have lost about 3 months out of 12 months. And every minute, every second actually counts. So you can't afford to lose a whooping 3 months. No, not at all. In fact, you can't afford to lose one day. Every day must be productive. Every day must be an opportunity to position yourself strategically for that financial upliftment that you're looking forward to. Okay? So your mind must target strategy. Strategy. What strategy do I want to use? What strategy do I want to use? Okay? Money problems are really about income alone. So the problem with your finances is not just about your income alone. A lot of times it is tied to your decisions, your financial decisions. And of course, I'm going to talk more about that later. What are some of the financial decisions you took in 2025 that wrecked you? What are some of the financial decisions you took in 2025 that elevated you? What are some of the financial decisions you took that made you to be stagnated? What you were supposed to use, I mean, your savings, how did you use it in 2025? You blew it up or you converted it to investments? What exactly did you do in 2025? What were some of those decisions that you remember that you say, wow, I don't want to remember this decision. This was a bad one. And what were some of the decisions you made and you say, hey, man, I want to, if 2025 is something I can repeat, I want to repeat it because I made wonderful financial decisions. Okay? Now, this session is not motivation, please. I'm not here to motivate you. I'm here to deliver to you financial re-engineering. Okay? And this is going to be practical, not theoretical. I'll be saying things that you can relate with. I'll be saying things that you can easily pick in your life. Okay, you can easily remember. All right. So I'll be asking you to think. The things I would, say will make you want to do one or two calculations in your mind on that sheet of paper that you have with you. We want to make you plan. We want to make you decide. There are some decisions you need to make this night, as in this night. You have to make those decisions even before you enter into 2026 because you cannot afford to waste any minute, any second in 2026. Not at all. Okay. If you can apply some of these things, all right, your 2026 finances cannot remain the same. I can guarantee you that. If you can follow through, if you can, put your hearts to it, if you can follow through, you can be sure that your 2026 will be a very, very, very good one. Okay. Now, who is this training for? All right. If you're an employee here or you're a salary earner, you're in the right place. You're a business owner, you're a freelancer, you're in the right place because all the things I'll be saying would definitely impact you one way or the other. Okay. Uh, Anyone tired of repeating the same financial mistakes yearly? Maybe you made some mistakes in 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 25, and then you are saying, oh, I don't want to make that same mistake again in 2026. You are definitely also in the right place. So what's the key message here? If you don't design your finances, life will design them for you. Oh yeah. If you fail to design your finances, if you don't take charge of your finances, life will design it for you. And at that point, it won't be funny. You won't like it. Okay. You will not like it at all. So it makes a lot of sense for you to, design your finances by yourself. Okay. Good. All right. Let's move very quickly. Okay. Now, why most people will still struggle in 2026? Listen to this very carefully. A lot of people struggled in 2025, okay? Now, there is no law that says automatically you will not struggle in 2026. So if you don't want to struggle, you must pay attention, okay? So listen to some of the reasons why some people will still struggle in 2026, okay? These are brutal truths, okay, about financial struggles. So listen to this. Most people enter a new year with hope, not a plan. So some people will say, oh, I hope that it will be better. I hope that my salary will increase. I hope that my revenue will increase. I hope that my business will get better. I hope, I hope, I hope, I hope. Hope is not a strategy. When you hope, you are more or less consoling yourself. I'm telling you. And the time comes when you hope and hope and hope, you'll be frustrated. So don't enter 2026 with hope. Yes, hope is good, but not just only with hope. Yes, you are hopeful that things will get better, but have a plan. You need to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, I mean, you're just going to leave 2026 more like, I mean, you won't get the right results because you're just hoping that things will just happen. One mysterious force will just bring money to your pocket. You know, your employer will just wake up one day and say, "Oh, Mr. ABC, I just feel like increasing your salary." No, it won't work like that. You must have a plan. All right. Number two, some people set emotional goals instead of setting up financial systems for themselves. It's not time to set emotional goals. You should rather, create financial systems around you that can guarantee that you do not lose, you do not get yourself stranded financially. It doesn't make sense to be financially broke. If you have experienced being broke before, you will know that no, 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 no. It doesn't it doesn't help in any way. Okay, so don't set emotional goals, but rather set up financial systems around you that can help you live above board, so to say. Number two, most people increase income, but increase expenses faster. So some people say, hey, okay, you know what? I'm going to increase my income. And they take one or two steps. But guess what? They also increase their expenses. And so the effect of the increase in income does not show. Okay, your salary was increased maybe by 20% or 50%. Then you decided to increase your expenses. You moved from the house you were living before. You moved to another house, maybe double of what you were paying before. You just want to enjoy life. Just because they increased your salary by 20%. No, it's not time to enjoy life. I mean, I'm going to speak, more about that later. It is not time to enjoy life. It is time to plan. It is time to invest. That's what you need now. Oh, just because they increase your income by 20, 30%, you went ahead to buy all manner of clothes. You went to change your car just like that. Even when the car you are using is not bad, there's nothing wrong with it. You just carried away. You're overwhelmed. Oh, I now have more money in my pocket. And so let me just spend. Normally you would do your birthday in a very modest way, very moderate way. But now, just because there's little change in your pocket, you just decided to have an elaborate, elaborate birthday. Your child is just 2 years old or 3 years old. You say, hey, I'm going to do an elaborate birthday for him or her. Come on. You are spending, yes, your income has increased, but you have also increasing your expenses. So the effect of the income, the effect of the increase in income will not show. That's just the truth of the matter. Okay. Now, some people also copy social media advice without understanding their reality. So some of the things you hear on social media, somebody advising you, fine. But you have to look at, that advice and look at your own reality. You know how much you are earning, right? You know your I mean your capacity. You know the different responsibility you are carrying. Maybe, I mean, you've got your siblings that you need to take care of. You've got your parents. You've got this. You've got that. Your wife is still in school. You are still the one paying. Your husband is doing one course or the other, and so money has to go into that also. You're doing one training or the other. I mean, you have to look at your own reality. You don't just spend just because your friend is spending. You must understand your own reality. What is the core insight here? Income growth without decision maturity leads to financial chaos. If you don't want to run into problem in 2026, you have to be matured in the way you take decisions. Okay? You cannot take, very funny financial decisions, that will wreck you in 2026. Okay? You can't do that. If you continue to do that, yes, money will be coming in for you, but you'll still be complaining. That's a problem. You'll still be complaining. Okay, so you need to be smart with some of the financial decisions that you're making. You need to, really make smart financial decisions that would help you and not ruin you financially, so to say. Okay, why you can do better in 2025? I mean, why you can do better than 2025? uh, you can actually do better. But then it's not going to be free. It's not going to be automatic. Okay. 2025 may have failed because you didn't have clarity on numbers. Some people cannot even say how much they want to make or they want to generate in a month. You must have the numbers. Oh, the numbers, I mean, the amount you spend on house rent, the amount you spend on emergency, the amount you spend on charity, the amount you spend on clothing, you must have the numbers. Somebody cannot just come to you and say, sir, ma, I just need you to give me 1,000 pounds. How? Where? When? Because you already have your numbers. Okay, I've budgeted 10% for charity. Anything outside that is a no. It's pure no. There's nothing you can do about it. Okay, so you must be clear on the numbers. You must be clear as to what you are using on clothing, what you are using on house rent, what you are using for your car, and all of that. Okay, no intentional money structure. Some people don't have money structures. They just collect their salary, they just make money from their business, they just spend anyhow as it comes. Okay, so they just believe that the money will be coming now every day, every month. What if you lose that job? I mean, I know you're going to say, God forbid, but I can tell you for free, it happens. It happens. Okay, people lose their jobs. People lose their jobs. Okay, now number three, no accountability system. Okay, you're not accountable to anybody. You just spend your money anyhow. You just do whatever you like with your finances. You must be accountable. There must be an accountability system that guides you. Okay, that does not allow you to fall away from what you should be doing. Now, for some people, it is no long-term thinking. So I mean, in your mind, you think that that job will be forever. You are joking. Anything can happen to the company, and the company will say, well, we are very sorry. We don't really mean to sack you or to let you go, but we cannot afford to pay you. It's not as if you are doing bad. It's not as if your performance is not good. But sorry, the economy of the country has affected us, and so we have no choice but to sack one or two people. And so, I mean, we just have to let you go. Okay. That income you're getting now will not be forever. Something can happen to it. That business you're running right now, that income may not be coming as it's coming right now. So, what is your long-term plan? Are you thinking long term or you're just thinking about now, 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 now? Okay. I mean, Christmas just passed away, right? Some people were not thinking long term, and so they finished their money doing Christmas. That's not how to do your finances. Okay. Some people will say, don't worry, don't worry. Another money will come in the next few weeks. No, you don't think like that. If you must do well financially, okay? Right. So you don't need luck in 2026. A lot of people, they like luck. Come on. I mean, luck is not what you need. And for some people, they'll say, oh, I'm just waiting for a miracle. I'm waiting for a miracle. I'm not saying a miracle is bad. Miracles are fine. But guess what? God does not operate like that. God does not operate like that. You're always looking for miracle. After you have finished, I mean, after you have wrecked your finances, you're always looking for miracle. Somebody that will just call you and say, hey, send your account number. I want to send some money to you. You can't continue to live like that. You are living at the mercy of some people. Okay, so if somebody does not remember you to send you money, so what happens? So you say, oh, God is so bad. God does not hear prayers. No, you need to build some financial systems around you that can help you generate money. Now, look at it. This is my mentality. I don't like people saying, I want to make money. When you say you want to make money, it doesn't show to me that you want to be responsible for that money you want to make. But if you tell me, I want to generate money, it makes me look at you and say, hey, this is a serious human being. To generate money means that there must be something I must do. I'm not just looking for one miracle from the sky. Okay. Another thing that you need to take note of, you need clarity, you need systems, you need discipline. Okay. For some people, it's not even about their small salary or the small thing they are getting from their business. It's also about discipline. If you don't have financial discipline, what happened to you in 2025 is going to happen again. It will be repeated big time. So look at this. 5 levels of financial decisions. Number one, mindset. What is your mindset towards money? Hmm? What's your mindset towards money? What's your mindset towards your finances? Okay, you're working and then you just believe that okay, they'll pay me. I mean, they'll pay me pension. They'll pay me gratuity. Um, you know, I mean, let's spend what we have today, and of course, another one will come tomorrow. That is not a good mindset. Okay, how about your cash flow control? Cash flow is I mean, I'm going to talk about that later anyway. You must pay attention to your cash flow. Okay, how do you control it? Do you make your expenses bigger than your income? How about income strategy? See, for me, I'm always thinking about my income and I'm always thinking about strategies to increase my income. So for you, do you set aside time to do that? Or the kind of job you do right now, you are so busy that you don't even have time to think about yourself. In 2026, you have to level up. If what you do right now does not even give you time to think about yourself, you must do something in 2026 to change that because you must constantly think. You must be thinking every time to say, hey, how does my salary, how does my income, how does it, I mean, how will I increase it? Let me give you a real life story of myself. Some years ago, I mean, many years ago, I was working with a freight handling company, okay, with headquarters in the UK. So, of course, they also have office in New York, Lagos, and all of that. So, I mean, I looked at myself and I said to myself, the salary I'm earning right now, can it ever sustain me in the next 5 years? That's the question I asked myself. Will he be able to take care of me, take care of my wife, take care of my children? That was a sincere question I asked myself. And I mean, the answer was straightforward. It cannot. It cannot. So I began to think, what else can I do? Okay. Even if they decide not to increase my salary in the next 5 years, what else can I do that will make sure that inflation does not swallow me up? To make sure that increasing responsibility, because the more you give back to children, the more your responsibility increases. Okay, so you need to begin to look at some of those things and begin to position yourself well. Okay, you know, one thing that has happened, what has happened is that the more I think about it, the more I get strategies to increase my income. What you don't think about cannot, translate to strategy for you because you're not thinking about it. I mean, in fact, God is not going to give you strategies about it. But when you're thinking about it, even God will open up your mind to say, hey, why don't you look at this? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Okay, how about wealth building? Do you have the mindset? Do you have, the decisions you take with respect to your finances, are they geared towards wealth building? Do you just want to live a very simple life? Okay, just collect 1,500 pounds, 2,500 pounds in a month. If you're in Nigeria, maybe collect 500,000 naira in a month. You are running a business, maybe you make about 450, 600K in a month. Are you looking at wealth building? Do you want to build wealth? So that's your business. Are you looking at opening another branch somewhere so that you're making money from here, you're making money from there, and then in the next 3 years, you have opened about three, four, five branches, and money is coming from all those different angles. That is how to build wealth. Okay? Are you looking at investments? All right. You cannot build wealth by just staying with that your meager salary. That's the truth of the matter. You understand? You must be able to have multiple channels that is delivering money to you. And then the money gets to a point that it's far above what you would need for rice and beans. And by that I mean you are now having money in your account that surpasses your family upkeep for the month. So, for example, if your family needs 1,000 or 1,500, pounds for upkeep in a month, okay, all the necessary bills, blah blah blah. Okay, now if the total income of the family gets to about, say, 6,000, 10,000, pounds per month, it means that you can build wealth. It means that from that 10,000, 6,000, 8,000 pounds, you can save, say, about 2,000 or 3,000. And if you can pull that up in some months' time, you can do some investment portfolios that will make a lot of sense. So it's about building wealth. You have to build wealth. And when you build wealth, it helps you, it helps your children, it also helps anybody connected to you. Imagine a situation whereby you build wealth to a level whereby you can then pay the school fees of about 100 children. Can you imagine that? That's where you should be. That's where your brain should. That's what your brain should be thinking about. A situation whereby you can look at your mom and say, "Hey, mom, I just built a house for you." Now, if you are not fine, if you are not okay financially, you can't do that, my brother, my sister. You can't do that. If you are not fine, if you're struggling to pay your children's school fees, are you going to pay the school fees of even one person? That orphan, that person, that whose parents are struggling, you won't be able to do it. And so having the consciousness of wealth building does not just help only you. It's not just for you to have a beautiful house or have the Ferraris of this world or the Bugattis of this world or Rolls Royce, but also to be able to have impact on people around. Life is about impact. Okay. How about protection and legacy? You can have money to a level that it becomes something you want to protect. It becomes a legacy. Okay. So you can't build wealth on a broken foundation. All of these 5 levels of financial decisions, you need to pay attention to them. It will help you a whole lot when it comes to your financial freedom. Let's look at money mindset and financial identity. So, question: who are you financially? Who are you financially? Are you a spender? Are you a saver? Are you a builder or a drifter? Some people, you see, and that's why your mindset needs to change. Guess what? Some people, even if for any reason, they just get about 20,000 pounds in their account. maybe they just did the business, something happened, and they were paid 20,000. Their mindset is so bad that until they spend and spend until that thing is 5,000 pounds, their eyes will not their their eyes will not open. I'm telling you. So some people are just spenders. Immediately money comes into their pocket, they just want to spend. They just want to you know, they just want to spend, they just want to enjoy themselves. I'm not saying you shouldn't enjoy yourself, but if the only thing you know about money is to spend, I'm sorry, you are not doing the right thing. How about saving? How about investing? Okay. How about investing? How about building something that will last? That's what you should be thinking about. Okay. A lot of people just spend their life impressing people. No, you don't have to do that. So even the little that you're earning right now, you cannot afford to spend everything. And I tell you, being a saver comes with sacrifice. So, I mean, probably you're in Nigeria or anywhere in Africa, and maybe you are earning, say, about 200 or 250K. If you find it difficult to save 5,000 naira, 10,000 naira, okay, when you have more than that, I can tell you that it will be very hard for you to save. So you must cultivate the habit of saving intentionally. It's going to be sacrificial. It's not going to be easy, but you just have to do that. You cannot afford to spend everything. You cannot. You cannot. You've got to look at yourself and say, hey, this thing, I mean, you go into the shopping mall and all manner of products is telling you, oh, pick me, pick me, pick me. And you're also picking them. All right. Only for you to be stranded. I mean, the third week of the month. And then already you are borrowing before the new month comes. I mean, that is not a good way to do things. Now, do you react to money or command money? That's another, financial identity. Okay. Do you react to money or you command money? Okay. You must understand money. Maybe I need to tell you that you must understand how money works. Money flows in the direction of value. Okay. Money flows in the direction of value. So you need to ask yourself, am I commanding money to come to me? And how do you command money to come to you? Value. Value. So, I mean, you're on this call right now. What value do you have that will make me give you 500 pounds? That's a question for you. What value do you think you have right now that will make me say, hey, you know what? Based on this value you're going to offer me, I'm going to give you 500 pounds. You must consistently increase your value. You need a better job. You need to increase your value. Maybe the job you're doing right now, oh, somebody's background is really noisy there. Okay, maybe the job you do right now gives you, £1,000, £15, 500,000 naira, or $200 and all of that. And you want a better job. What does that mean? It means that you must have, more value. You must have skills. You must have products that can command more value and then can command more money to you. Okay, so that when people say, hey, we want your services, they will say, no, 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 no. Based on this service, we can't even tell this man to collect £1,000. I mean, it will be ridiculous. So your value, so as you go into 2026, make sure you increase your value. If you want to know your value, let me show you how you can know your value. Your value per hour. The salary you're earning right now, or the money you are making right now, if in case you're doing business, let's say you work 8 hours per day. Okay, 20 working days, right? So that is 160 hours, okay, per month. All right. So the salary you are earning right now divided by 160 hours, you will see your value. That's it. Now, if what you see is so annoying, it means that in 2026 you must increase your value. Okay, you must insist that, oh, my value has to increase. So, for example, somebody living in Africa, and then by the time you do the division, you realize that your value is just 1,500 naira per hour. I mean, that's ridiculous. 1,500 naira, that's just about $1. That's your value for 1 hour. So it means that you need to tell yourself, what other skills can I have that will make somebody to look at me and say, hey, we can never tell this person to collect $1 per hour. It will be ridiculous. So, I mean, no, we can't even tell him at the interview. We need to do something a lot better. That is what you must begin to do. Okay, in 2026, your value must increase by every means. Okay, you must be deliberate about it. If you're not deliberate about it, it won't work. Okay, it won't work. Right. Let's look at emotional. Okay, yeah. So I think yeah. So let's look at this. Your identity determines your decision. If you're a spender, we will know by your decision. Yeah, we will know. If you are a saver, we will know by your decisions. Okay. If you're a builder, we will know by your decision. Who says that you can't buy a car at age 26? Who says you can't have your own landed property? You can't buy your own land at age 30. I mean, who says so? But you need to be conscious of it. You must tell yourself, I must be a builder. I must not be a spender. Okay, you know your salary, yet you go to clubs every Friday and you spend half of your salary. I mean, come on. That makes no sense at all. And then you end up borrowing from people. I mean, it doesn't add up. Okay, your decision will determine your result. So I need you to do an exercise for me. Okay, on that sheet of paper that you have before you, write this. Say, my biggest money weakness is, you fill in the gap. I need you to do that right now. I need to do that right in the next 1 minute. I want you to do it right now. Write on that sheet of paper. I want you to determine your own money weakness. Because if you can determine your own money weakness, you can then say, hey, how do I fight this? How do I make sure I turn this around? Okay. If you have done yours, just say, yes, I have done mine. I've written mine in the chat box. Just write it there. If you have done yours, I need you to write it. Okay. Like I mentioned, this is going to be a practical thing, not just some theory. Okay. You must determine your money weakness. Some people do not know how to say no. Anybody that asks you for money, you just give them. Anybody, just say, you just give them. You want to turn yourself to El Shaddai. You want to help everybody. No, you can't help everybody, because some of the people asking you for help, they're just turning you to ATM cards. All right, so you got to be smart. Okay, Mr. Samuel said, I've written mine. Who again has written his or her money weakness? Okay, write it. I'm not saying you should show me, but write it. Okay, write it. You need to determine your whole money weakness, okay, so that you can work on it, especially as we go into 2026. Okay. All right, let's move on. Emotional versus strategic money decisions. So look at this very carefully. Why smart people make stupid money choices. Listen to this. Smart people, they're working in a very wonderful office. Excuse me, they have a good job and all of that. They're very smart, okay? But they make stupid money choices. And I mean, of course, I'll give you examples. Buying to impress. Oh, I want everybody to know that I have some change in my pocket, so I'm going to buy a car. Even when you know that you are not there yet. I mean, if you're going to buy a car, I mean, for example, you're in Africa, you want to buy a car, say a car of 4 million naira. I expect that you should have nothing less than 3 million naira still in your account after you have bought that car. But you see what our people do. Very funny mindset. People buy car and they don't even have up to 500,000 in their account after buying the car. I don't understand why how some people do some things. I don't just understand. Maybe somebody needs to explain to me. You buy a car and you have just about 500K in your account. So what if something happens to that car? And I know you say, hey, God forbid. Come on, what is God forbid? What is God forbid in all of this? When we make, decisions that are unwise, we don't call God into it. But when things happen to teach us some lessons, we say, hey, we begin to shout, and say, oh, God, why did you leave me? No, 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 no. God did not leave you. You are the one that left God because God expects you to be wise. You bought a 4 million naira car and you don't have about 2, 3 million naira still in your bank account. I mean, that's more like a joke. So don't buy anything to impress anybody. Anybody. Don't buy to impress anybody. Okay. Especially things that are things that does not make sense. Now, if you use your money to buy land, beautiful. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. If you have money to buy a car, I'm not saying you shouldn't buy it, you buy it, but you should have something good still in your account that you can use for yourself, use for your family. Not that you have a car and then you're borrowing money to fuel your car. It makes no sense. Okay, you can feed your children very well. You have money to buy a car, but then your children are not going to good schools. I mean, who are you trying to impress? You use your money on relevant things. There's some things that are not relevant. If you're not there yet, don't bother. Well, if you have the money and you are there yet, you can go ahead and buy it. Spending to feel better. Some people just spend to feel better. Something is doing them in their body. Spend, 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 spend. So when they spend, their body will just calm down. That's a big problem. I tell you. That's a big problem. So you are being pushed. Okay, you are being pushed. You should be able to say no. I'm not going to buy this month. Okay, it looks like I'm getting used to buying this thing every month, and it's taking my money. This month I will not buy it, and heavens will not fall if you don't buy it. Because that thing you're even buying is just for luxury. It's not as if it's adding to you, so to say. Okay. Some people use like a quarter of their salary for drinking. Oh yeah. They just go to one beer parlor, they go to one place to chill, and then they spend so much money. And by the time you look at the money they spent, it's going to about one quarter of their salary. Don't spend to feel better. As a matter of fact, you can feel better without those things. All right. If there's somebody say, "Hey, I bought this suit for 2,000 pounds," nod your head and say, "God bless you. Huh? I'm happy for you." You don't have to go and buy your own too, just to feel better, just to want to belong to, class of people wearing 2,000 pound suits. You don't need it. 2,000 pounds will do a lot of stuff. You put it into an investment portfolio and it yields money for you every day, every month. Okay. Avoiding budgeting because it feels restrictive. Oh, no, no, I don't want to do budgeting. It restricts me. There's some money you should not touch. Okay. If your salary is XYZ, you budget and budget and budget, and then you allocate percentages to every line item. Okay. And you don't just for example, like I mentioned the other time, you have set 10% for charity, and somebody just comes and say, hey, I have a dick, my mother is blah blah blah, we have just been chased out of our house, blah blah blah, and all manner of stuff. And you say, okay, no problem, I'm going to withdraw my savings and give it to you. Well, that's your choice. That's your choice. Well, if you find out later that that person lied to you and you are now bittered, I mean, I mean, you gave the money out now, so you can't be bitter, you know. So you must prioritize budgeting. You can't just use, your money anyhow. You worked for it, isn't it? Refusing to learn financial skills. Some people don't have financial skills and they are not even ready to learn. And so they end up making very stupid money choices. Okay. Some people go into all these uh what do they call Ponzi schemes. They just throw their money in there only for them to cry later. Okay. Financial skill will tell you that no, you don't put your money into Ponzi schemes. Okay. What is the cost of poor financial decisions? Okay. Bad decisions will compound negatively. You'll be losing your money. Missed opportunities cost more than losses. Okay. Time is the most expensive financial asset. So for 2025, some people may not be able to even say, hey, I saved £1, I saved £1, I saved $1, I saved one Ghana cedis. Why? How? Because of, plethora of money choices that were very wrong. Okay. So the most expensive thing in life is ignorance. Don't hide under ignorance. Whether you say, "Oh, I'm ignorant," or I didn't know. That will not change the fact that the decisions you took. That will not change the effect it will bring to you. Okay, ignorance cannot be an excuse. So that's why sessions like this are important for you to have financial knowledge. Okay, and then you guide against necessary, mistakes. All right. Somebody's mic is okay. I've muted that person. So cash flow and financial control. Cash flow is the real boss. Now listen to this very carefully. What is cash flow? Cash flow is income minus expenses. Okay. Now the fact that money is coming into your account, all right, you're receiving a lot, you're receiving a lot, you're receiving a lot. The question is, as the alerts are coming in, hope they are not going out also. Yeah. You must have more credit than debit. That's the gist. Okay. You must have more credit than debit. If your debit is more than your credit, then you're in trouble. It means that it doesn't matter what your salary is, even if you're collecting, £10,000 per month, $10,000 per month, or 10 million naira per month, or 10 million Ghana cedis or whatever. If your expenses are more than than your income, sorry, you will still be broke. Oh yeah, you will still be broke big time. So you need to look at yourself and say, what are some of the things I spend money on that I can actually cut? What are the things I spend money on that may not be totally necessary? Okay, you need to look at it. So wealthy people control cash flow before chasing income. So wealthy people are after cash flow. It's about cash flow for them. It's about making sure that their income is always better than their expenses. And that's why if you see employers, they are always trying to maximize profit. They want you to find a way to cut costs within the organization. You know why? They want to reduce expenses because they know that if expenses reduce, they will have more profit, and then they can pile up millions. Okay, they can declare millions as profit in a year. So it's about the cash flow. Okay, you can be making money, but if your expenses is now more, the fact that you're making money will be rubbished. Okay, so it's not just about what you're earning right now, it's also about how you are spending what you're earning right now. Okay, and as a matter of fact, even if you increase your income by January, by February, you must tell yourself, my income has increased, but I will not increase my expenses. I will not, go for unnecessary expenses that will rubbish the increase in the income that I just got. Okay, right. So let's. Many earn well but live broke. Yeah. It happens so much. And that's because people who earn well want to have a very robust lifestyle. They want to enjoy. They want to spend and spend and spend. At the end of the day, they will go broke. That's what it is. All right. Now let's look at something that's also really important. Tracking your money. Tracking your money. Do you track your money? Your expenses, the things you do. Do you track it? Okay. So what should you track? Your monthly income, your fixed expenses, your variable expenses, then your leakages. Oh yeah, your leakages. See, if you look at your expenses, you will see some leakages. Some things are not necessary. All right. Some things are not necessary. They are just leakages. Okay. That person that has turned you to his ATM card or our ATM card, these are leakages. I'm telling you, these are leakages. All right. So, which tool can you use to help yourself when it comes to tracking your money? You can have a spreadsheet, okay, where you put in your income, you put in your expenses, and you know what and what you are spending on all manner of line items, and you're able to, to just look at it and calculate what is going for each line item and what balance you would have at the end of every
Where
month.
are you going?
You shouldn't leave a month, uh, and by the end of that month, you're having zero in your account. That's not good proper financial management. Okay, so you can use your budgeting apps. There are many budgeting apps that you can use. Just go on Google Play Store. You find you find it there. You can even use your notebook. Yeah, I mean, get a notebook and write. Oh, I spent this on this. I spent that on that. Okay, let me add up all this. So how much do I have left? How much am I saving? How much am I using for clothing? How much am I using for school fees? Okay, I don't expect you to spend more than up to half of your salary on the school fees of your children. If you do that, you're going to run into trouble. If you spend like half of your salary on house rent, then it's more like a joke. So you might have to live within your means. That's what it means. Okay, I know you like, wonderful things, you have high taste, but you have to live within your means. When you get to that level that you can afford some luxury, then why not? You can then just enjoy yourself. But you know that you are not there yet. Okay. So 4 expense buckets. Number one, survival. The things that would make you to survive, your rent, your food, your transport. Very, very important. Okay. Number two, stability, your insurance, your savings. Then number three, growth. Some people don't budget for their growth, and that's why they are not growing. So you should have budget for education. Oh, what skill am I going to acquire in 2026? What skill? What am I going to learn that will help me better? Okay, I have my BSc. So do I want to go for masters so that my company can increase my salary by the time they know that I have a higher degree. You must budget for growth. You cannot stay at the same point forever. You must grow. Okay. Oh, do I want to expand my business and have another shop somewhere, have another branch somewhere? You must budget for your growth. Okay. If you can budget for clothing, if you can budget for car, you must also budget for growth. Okay. So that what you are making today will just be small to what you're going to make next year. And that's because you have grown. Okay. How about lifestyle? Luxury enjoyment. Okay, you want to buy that clothes, you want to buy that car and all of that. Yeah, you should budget for that too. You can say, okay, you know what? My wife, my husband, okay, you know what? I think it's time for us to buy a car. So let's save so dollars or pounds or naira every month so that in the next 1 year we can buy our own car. That is the way to do it. Okay, not that you just carry all your money at once without having any savings left and you just say you want to go buy a car. It won't make sense at all. Okay, you have to plan it. Okay, so lifestyle, listen to this rule. Lifestyle should never grow faster than growth. Some people's lifestyle are growing, but their brain is not growing. Their mind is not growing. I'm telling you, the clothes that you wear, you're wearing expensive clothes, you're visiting clubs, you're enjoying yourself, yeah, that's fine. Okay, your lifestyle is growing. Buying that wonderful car, I mean, that's beautiful. You decided to move into that wonderful house. Wonderful, no problem about that. But are you growing mentally? Are you growing? The value you command that brought that money, are you growing so that your value cannot command even more money? You have to grow. You have to grow. Your lifestyle shouldn't grow faster than your mental growth. Okay. Now let's look at budgeting that actually works. Okay. Budgeting without stress. Budgeting is permission, not punishment. So some people find budgeting to be very hard. So it looks like punishment to them. No, it shouldn't be like that. Okay. So for example, you say, oh, my needs, rent, clothing, some other things, I budget 50%. Okay. My growth, I'll budget 20%. So, let me tell you this. People don't like to pay for knowledge. I'm telling you, they just like free knowledge. If they say, "Oh, come and do this training, this skill, come and get this skill," they say, "Ah, no, 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 I don't have money." But come and buy this clothes, come and buy these sneakers. They will have the money. So you must budget for growth. Okay. How about savings? 20% savings or investments. Okay. 10% for lifestyle. Can you imagine that? Just 10% for lifestyle. All right. 10% for lifestyle. So the percentage you are putting for growth is more than that of your lifestyle. And that's good. Okay. Now, these are not cast in stone. You can adjust them based on your income reality. Okay. For some people, you can say, hey, I even want to push my growth budget into to 25%. It depends on you. Maybe you want to go for a master's in Harvard and it's going to cost you a whole lot. It could be like 30, 40%, but you know that you're going to reap it later for sure. And you will even be able to live a better lifestyle because of that growth that has happened to you. Okay. Some people say, hey, I want to save 30%. I want to invest 30% of my income. That's fine. Okay. So you can adjust it based on your income reality. Okay. Let's look at setting smart money goals. If you have to set your financial goals, make sure they are not vague. Make sure they are not emotional. Make sure they are they are measurable. Some people's goals are unmeasurable, and that's why they fail. And then make sure they are planned. If your goals are not planned, do you expect angels to come and work it out for you? No, it has to be planned. You have to say, oh, I will do this in January and I'll do this in February and I'll do this in March so that I can get also results in April. That is planning. You don't just say, hey, I'm just going to expect, one miracle by April. How? You have to plan your growth. You have to plan your financial goals. Okay. That's the way to do it. All right. So setting financial goals for 2026. SMART simply means specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, or you say realistic. Then T means time bound. So this is an example. Okay. Don't just say, I want to save more in 2026. No, that is vague. You must be specific. I want to save 1 million naira every month. I want to save $100 every month. I want to save £1,000 every month. That is specific. Okay. Measurable. It has to be, it can be a weekly target, it can be a monthly target. Okay. So I want to save 1 million naira every month. So you'll be able to measure. Okay. So it means that by April, we should be talking about 4 million naira because that's 1 million naira times 4. So it's measurable. Okay. Then achievable based on your income. So if you say you want to save 1 million naira per month, it means that it's likely you are earning maybe about 5 million. okay? Because you cannot be earning 1 million and you say you want to save 1 million. I mean, are you going to go fasting or you're not going to spend any money at all on transport? Okay, so it has to be achievable, okay? And then relevant, it has to be tied to your life. It has to be realistic.
That's
Then
it.
time bound, there must be deadline um, to it, okay? There must be a deadline to any any goal that you are setting, okay? By the first week of every month, my salary would have been paid, and I must have remitted my savings to my savings account or to my investment account. There must be deadline to it. Not that, as the spirit leads. No, there's nothing like as the spirit leads here. There must be deadline. Okay. I want to buy a car, by December. Okay. So you can say, okay, well, the car is 10 million naira. So I want to save 1 million naira every month. Okay. So by October, I already have the 10 million. There must be a deadline to it. Okay. That's the way to do it. All right. Let's move. Then goals category for 2026. Now, you must be able to set goals for your emergency fund, the fund that you use for, emergencies and all of that, including charity. Okay. You want to set goals for your income growth. So if you are earning, let's say, $500, okay, right now, you must set goals for income growth. Because, I mean, why should you continue to earn $500 even in 2026? You must set, income growth goals to say, okay, in 2026, yeah, I want to set a goal to ensure that I'm able to earn 700, 800, 1,000. Okay, you must set that goal for yourself. How about skill investment? So you can say, all right, in January, there's this skill I've always been meaning to learn. I'm going to invest so money into it. By the end of January, I must enroll for it. Or at the beginning of January, I must enroll for it. That is goal setting. When it comes to skill investment, you must invest in skills. It's very, very important. And number four, asset acquisition. So you should be able to set goals to say, you know what, I need to buy land. I mean, I'm not too young to buy a piece of land. Okay, I want to buy a property, all right, and rent it out for people to pay me every year or every month. All right, buy assets. Buy assets. Okay. Now, car is not an asset, though, in case you don't know. So when I'm talking about asset, don't say, oh, okay, okay, that means I'll buy a car. Now, if that car you're not using it for business, it's not bringing any money to you, it's not an asset. It's more or less like a liability because you have to be spending money and spending money and spending money on it. Okay. So it's good that you plan to have assets. It's very good. It's very good. Okay. Assets grow in value. All right. In fact, you can do what I call land banking. All right. You're not buying the land because you build on it later, but you are buying it because you want to tie it down so that in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, the land must have increased in value. And then you sell it for, okay, let's imagine that you bought it at 2 million naira with land banking. In the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, 2 million naira, may turn to 3 or 4 million, excuse me, 3 or 4 million naira. Land appreciates, okay? Land appreciates very, very well. So in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, I mean 2, 3 years, you sell it at 3, 4 million. That's like 50%, 100% profit. Okay, and that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So you must, be able to plan towards having assets. And debt reduction. A lot of people spend 2025, putting themselves into a lot of debt. You need to look at yourself and say, hey, enough of this. Well, in Europe, in UK, US, people have their, they have their credit cards. And so you can even hold as much as you like. Okay. And of course, even in Africa, the trend now is some of these loan apps. So people jump on loan apps, borrowing and borrowing and borrowing and borrowing. Okay, you want to look at that and say, hey, how do I solve this? You don't want to be a debtor. It's not good. Okay, it doesn't help you financially. All right, because you might end up just using the rest of the next 3 years or 2 years just paying back debt. No, that's not too good. In fact, some people pay debt all through the year. It's not a good one. Okay, you need to look at that and find a solution to that. So my exercise for you is that you write 3 financial goals, essentially with respect to these 5 things that I've mentioned. So do that on your own. Okay, settle down to just do it. Yeah, so let's look at income strategy for 2026. How do you increase your income in 2026? Really, really important. Your income must increase. Because if your income does not increase, especially if inflation comes, inflation would make mess of your salary. If your salary is $500 and inflation comes, inflation will reduce the value of that $500, of that 1 million naira. So you want to constantly find a way to increase your income. All right. You want to find multiple streams of getting money into your account. Okay, you're doing a salary job, fine, but there's some other things you can also do so that you don't stay on the same spot. Now, some people say, "Hey, I'm not cut out for business. I'm just, God did not, I don't know, I don't know. See, you like money, but you don't want to do business. How? Okay, how do you want to do that? Okay, except if you are the director general of WTO. Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala is the head of that place right now. So I'm sure he's earning in hundreds of thousands of dollars or pounds. So for her, she's cool. But you know the kind of job that you do. It's not even enough to help you live the kind of life you want to live. Yet you say, hey, I'm not cut out for business. I'm not a business oriented person. Really? You better learn it. If you want money, you better learn it. It's not a big deal to have things that you sell to people. You have product that you sell to people. You have a service that you can render to people aside what you do in your office. Okay, you're an architect. Yes, your office pays you to do stuff for them. Are you saying that you're not doing something on the side to also still monetize that architectural skill that you have? If you're not doing that, I don't know what you're doing. Your skill should be able to give you money. I'm telling you. Are you organizing classes for people to teach them how to use AutoCAD? You're an architect, for God's sake. You must look at different ways of making money, even with that same skill that you have. Okay, you must be able to. You are a safety professional. All right. So who says that you cannot organize classes for people and teach them safety? Okay, who says that you cannot package yourself well and become a consultant, and people pay you for your wisdom? They pay you for consultations. Okay, you need to increase your income. You have no other shortcuts to it. If you don't increase your income, sorry, inflation is going to rubbish your salary for you. Okay, and the kind of life you want to live, does not. If you're going to live that kind of life you want to live, you don't want to stay on that salary that is not too good. Okay, so it's either you are increasing your value and then your office says, oh, wow, you are really, really so good. So we're going to increase your salary. Or you even get some wonderful skills and then you port to another company that can pay you better. All right, you port to another company that can pay you better, But the reason why they will pay you better is because you have very wonderful skills that commands high value. Okay. If you have to go for a training and all of that, please do. Okay. And that will help you command better value. All right. So let's look at types of income here. You must pay attention to these three types of income: active income, semi-active income, and then passive income. Let me explain to you those three very quickly. I'm going to explain that to you very quickly. I'll show you this. All right. Yep. So Business and Tech Transformation Academy, that's BATA. That's the organization that I run. Okay. So let me show you the three types of income here. Okay. You have the active, you have the semi-active, you have the passive income. Okay. So the difference is based on how much of your time is required. Okay. For active, of course, your time, your presence is needed. Active income is money you earn only when you actively work. Key characteristics: your time equals your money. So you can be paid per hour, you can be paid per month. I mean, it depends. Okay. Now, this money stops when you stop working. So time will come, you'll be owed, whether you like it or not, and nobody will be able to employ you again. So when you stop working, the money stops. Oh yes. If you are sick and you don't show up for work, they may not pay you. So it means that you must be actively working for this kind of money, for this kind of income to come to you. Okay. It requires constant effort. Most common income type. So this is what a lot of people do. Okay, they wake up early in the morning, they jump out and they say, "Hey, I'm going to work," and blah blah blah. All right. Many years ago, for me, I began to think about it. I told myself, can this salary work? Can this salary take me? I mean, in the next 5 years, can it really support me, support my family? And the question, I mean, was a no. And then I asked myself, is this the way I'll be jumping out in the morning every day and then come back later in the night? I told myself, no, I don't want that kind of life. I'm telling you. And because of that mindset, a lot of things happened to me, and I also had to pay some sacrifice. Now, I am totally in control of my time. Totally in control of my time. If I don't feel like working, I don't work. If I feel like working, I work. Okay, I'm totally in control of my time. Anybody I offer services to, anybody I do one thing or the other for, I mean, like I always tell people, I doubt if I will ever work for anybody again that will tell me, you know what, you have to do 8 to 4, 8 to 5. No, I can't do that kind of job again. At the level I am right now is a level of a consultant, the level of, we negotiate the time. We negotiate the time. Okay, you want me to work for you for 2 hours every day? Fine. This is how much you pay me. You want me to work for you 2 times a week at so time? This is how much I'm collecting. That's the kind of life I envisaged then. Fortunately enough, that's the kind of life I'm living now. So the kind of life you want to live now, you want to live, okay? It's in the future, right? The opportunity to start taking steps to achieve it starts today. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Well, if you want to live a life of, oh, you wake up, you run out, you come back, well, it's left to you. But for me, I don't like that kind of life. I mean, I want to be able to travel anytime I feel like without anybody holding me down. I want to be able to walk from anywhere, okay, whether I'm inside the rock or inside one hotel somewhere chilling, or inside my room, or I am somewhere at one train station or whatever. I mean, I should be able to do whatever I want to do without being tied down, without somebody saying, hey, you have to come to the office. If you don't come to the office, we'll sack you. No. Some years ago, I told myself, no, I don't want that kind of life. I want to be wealthy. I don't want to be living from hand to mouth. Okay, so it helped me to take some decisions, and those decisions are really working for me. And so you can decide what works for you too. Okay, so active income examples: monthly salary or wages, daily or hourly paid jobs, freelance jobs paid per task, commission-based sales, overtime work, blah blah blah. Okay, if you don't show up for this kind of work, this kind of income, you don't get paid. It's as simple as that. So, real life scenario: a teacher earns a salary every month. They stop working, salary stops. That's it. It's not about begging, begging, begging. So, what are the pros and cons? Stable and predictable. Yeah, it comes in every month, so you like it. Okay, that's what deceives a lot of people anyway. You like it. It comes in every month. It's good. I'm not saying it's not good. Okay, but then don't rely only on it. Okay, don't rely only on it. Easy to understand. Low setup risk and all of that. Then income is capped. It's $500. It's $500. I mean, nothing can push it up. It's capped. Burnout is common because you have to really, really work for it. Yeah, no work, no pay. That's what it is. Okay. Now, semi-active. Semi-active income requires initial effort, but can continue generating money with reduced ongoing involvement. So in this case, you don't have to be actively working. All right. Requires setup, less time over time, and scale needs occasional management. So look at this example: small business with staff. So who told you that you cannot have your own business and employ one or two people? Who told you? You're afraid, right? You better wake up. 2026 is here. You can actually have a business. Okay. Oh, you say, oh, I'm an architect. I mean, what kind of business will I run? Oh, there is the business of architecture. There is architecture. Then there's business of architecture. There's fashion designing. Then there's business of fashion designing. Guess what? Some people know the business of fashion designing and they're making money from it. While some people who have the skill of fashion designing may not even be making as much money. Some people know the business of catering and they collect catering jobs. Then they'll go and hire qualified caterers and then hire them, pay them what they want. I mean, they feel like paying them, and then they execute the contract. So it's about knowing the business side of the skill that you have right now. If you can know the business side of the skill you have right now, I'm telling you, you're going to make money. I'm telling you for free. So small business owners with staff, I mean, sometimes they don't have to show up at the office. The staff will do what they need to do and report later in the evening that, oh, we made sales, this is how much we made, blah, 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 blah. Okay. They can just check in once in a while. Online store with fulfillment. You can have an e-commerce website where you sell stuff, your sneakers, your wristwatch, your this, your that. You can have a YouTube channel. Okay, people are viewing, even while you're sleeping, people can be viewing your videos, and then it's counting for you, and then you get monetized, and then YouTube gets to pay you. Okay, that's semi-active. Paid online courses, you can create online courses. That architectural skill you have, turn into a course. That safety skill you have, turn into a course. All right, that ability to bake, to do this, to cook this, to cook that, turn it into a course. People will pay. Yeah. In fact, people that are far away from you will pay. You understand? Okay. Freelancing with a team. Okay. That's also an example of semi-active. Okay. Real life scenario: you create an online course, people buy it even while you sleep, but you still update and market it occasionally. All right. That's what it is. Okay. I mean, digital products fall in that category. The pros and cons, yeah, it's scalable, higher earning potential, less time dependent, better work-life balance. So you can have some holiday if you feel like. Okay, you can decide to take leave whenever you feel like. Okay, unlike the office job you do, that sometimes you have to leave and they say, no, 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 you can't go now. It requires upfront effort. It takes time to stabilize. For example, your YouTube stuff still needs oversight. Once in a while, you check it. Okay, don't just leave it like that. So passive income. Passive income is money earned with little or no daily effort after the initial setup, not tied to daily time, continues with minimal involvement, usually built from earlier effort, often misunderstood. Okay, and then Examples will be rental income. So, you know, you are able to save some money and then you build two flats, three flats. I mean, you can decide to occupy one and then the remaining one or two, you rent it out. And then they get to pay you every year, every month, as the case may be, depending on which part of the world you live in. All right. So that building continues to give you money every month. That is passive. Okay. Dividends from investment. You've invested in stocks, invested in mutual funds, shares and all of that. You get your dividends. And, you're not really doing anything. It's just your money working for you. You need to pay attention to some of these things. Okay. All of those monies you are using for parties and all of that, turn them to investments. They will yield for you. Okay. Interest from savings and investments, royalties from books or music. I mean, you have knowledge, you can write books. Okay, if you want to know how to write books, just reach out to me, I'll teach you. Yeah, shares in profitable businesses. You buy shares and all of that, you invest into it, and then every year they declare profit, and then you share from the profit. That's the way to go. You don't have to start with big money. No, you don't have to. Start from what you can afford and then you move on. Okay. Even on your banking apps, there are a lot of investment opportunities there. Just do the ones you can do and let that money just be there. Let that money just be there. Don't spend all your money on some ephemeral things. Okay. Passive income, real life, scenario. You invest in dividend in stocks, receive income regularly without working daily. What are the pros and cons? Financial freedom, time independence, long-term stability, wealth building power. Okay, so the shares you buy today, in the next 10, 20 years, it becomes so much. You are building wealth. Requires capital or time upfront, takes patience, not instant. Okay, what is the big truth about passive income here? Passive income is not magic. It's not all this get quick, uh, get rich syndrome, Ponzi schemes. No. Okay, most passive income starts as active effort. Discipline creates passive income. Consistency beats hype. Okay, you have to be consistent with it. Income transition model from active, maybe you're a salary earner now. By the side, you create a semi-active business on the side, and then from that you can create a passive income, your investments and all of that. So you can actually do all. You have to be strategic about it. Okay, don't chase passive income first. No, master active income first, build semi-active income intentionally, and then transition into passive income gradually. Active income pays bills, okay, and then your passive income will build freedom. So even if somebody says, "Oh, we're sacking you," you say, "No problem," because you have your passive income helping you out at that particular point in time. Okay, most passive income starts as active effort. Okay, let's quickly look at income expansion framework, how to earn more in 2026. Number one, skill monetization. Any skill you have right now is monetizable. I told you the other time that I'm a monetization coach. I teach people how to monetize their skills. See, your skill can bring you money. It's just that you don't know how to do it. Your cooking skill, your talking skill. Yes, some people like to talk. Your talking skill can make you money. Okay. Your tech skills can make you money, but sometimes you don't even know how to monetize it. So these are the things you should pay attention to in 2026. Your side business. Do side business. Don't say, oh, God did not create me for business. Me, I'm just for office work. Do business. There's no big deal about it. People who do business, who do side business and not don't have two heads. Okay. How about career advancement? You can tell yourself, oh, you know what? In that office, I want to be the manager. So let me go for my master's so that will position me well. Okay, that's career advancement. Digital products, create digital products, create books, ebooks, create courses, turn your skill to digital product that people can buy. Then you do freelancing also. Okay, there are many freelancing websites and all of that. And then you get to earn in dollars or pounds or euros as the case may be. Okay, so these are some of the things I do anyway at Business and Tech Transformation Academy. Okay, guiding people on how to use their skills to make some money for themselves and even have to work for organizations that are outside of Africa. Okay, so what skill do people already ask me for help with? Okay, some people say, hey, please, can you help me cook this stuff? Can you help me analyze this? Can you help me do this? Can you help me do that? People know that you have that skill, but you have been doing it for free. Please stop that. Do it for free again. Okay? No, don't do it for free. Your parents spend money now sending you to school. So why should you do things for free? Okay? You must collect money. You must put a price on what you're doing for people. So saving versus investing. Saving preserves money. Investing grows money. So some people have so much money in their bank account right now. I don't know what they are doing with that. Your bank will not give you interest or will not give you so much money. Yes, you can save. Okay, you save and then pull it out from your bank account and go and invest it. Banks are not nice at all. Okay, so they would guess what? The money you are putting in your bank account, the banks are using it for investments, and they just pay you a tiny fraction of it, a tiny fraction of what they make. Okay, they use your money, the money they make from your money, they use it to open their wonderful branches, beautiful branches. They use it to pay their staff. They use it to do end of year party, enjoying your money. You better get your money out of the bank and put it into investments. Okay, that's the way to grow your money, So the rule is this: you save first, and you pull it out and invest. You pull it out and invest. I mean, I'm not a fan of keeping money in the bank, not at all. The only money you will find in my bank account, is the money I really need, maybe for daily whatever. Anything outside that, no, I don't keep it in the bank. It doesn't make sense. I rather put it in investment portfolios. Okay. So investment, understand before you invest. Don't just invest for the fun of it. Okay. Avoid get rich quick schemes. Okay. Oh, you could, just put $100 and then you get $300 2 days after. No, that does not make sense. How can you get about 300% in just 3 days? No. You don't need an angel to tell you that that's fake. Well, it might work for a few days, but then you might later bite your finger after some time, and a lot of examples abound everywhere. Risk and return are connected. So for investment with high risk, you will have high return. Investment with low risk, you will have low return. Okay. So some can offer you as much as 17% per annum, 20% per annum, 30% per annum. It depends on the one you want to go for. And then diversification matters. So your investment should be scattered. Don't just put it in just one place. You can diversify your investment portfolios. Okay. So that if this one does not work well, the other one can work well and all of that, So it makes sense to diversify. Now, investing emotionally, that's a big mistake. Okay, copying others blindly, that's also a big investment mistake. Ignoring long-term goals is also a big mistake. If you want to invest, you don't say, oh, I want to invest for 2 days. That does not make sense, okay? Not understanding risk. The risk associated with every investment, you need to understand it before you jump into it. And so one other thing you need to pay attention to as I begin to wrap up is your vision board. Okay. Vision without action is delusion. All right. So if you have a vision board where you have that, by the end of the year or at the middle of the year, you want to have a car, blah, 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 you must connect it to numbers. Okay. So if you want to have a car by December, you should be able to tell yourself that, okay, I will be contributing this, that every month. So it's not just about the vision, it's also about the action that comes along with it. And so an example will be house. okay, you want to get a house, so you must also know the cost. You must know your saving plan. Am I going to be putting 2,000 pounds every month into my savings account? And then how many months will I do it? Will I do it for 24 months for me to be able to get the whole money? And then I'm able to buy the house. There must be a timeline. Okay, it shouldn't be for eternity. So you must put your vision into execution. You write your vision down, you write your goal, you plan it, you act on it, and then you review intermittently. So if you have a yearly plan, for example, you can review it every month. You review it every quarter to know how you are doing and what you need to improve on it. Okay. Now, as you're going along this journey, there's need for you to be consistent and there's need for you to be disciplined. Okay. Motivation can fade. All right. I mean, as you're listening to me right now, a lot of you are inspired, but that can fade. So you need to build systems around you to ensure that you build habits that can help you fulfill your financial goals. So those habits, if you must form habits, you must be able to do that thing consistently for the next 3 months. Consistently. Okay, for you to form a particular habit. Okay, so every month, ensure that you review your income, you review your expenses, you review your savings, you review your investment, and then also review your mistakes so that you can then improve on them. If you review things, then you can always improve on them. How about accountability? You need an accountability structure. So you need an accountability partner. Your accountability partner could be your friend, could be your husband, could be your wife, could be your brother, your sister, somebody you can be accountable to. Okay, you need a coach. Okay, I'm a coach. Okay, so you need to be accountable to your coach to say, okay, coach, I said I was going to be contributing so every month. I've been able to do this, but I'm having I'm having a challenge. Oh my God, Madam Oyindamola. So, but I'm having a challenge. What do you think I can do? Then your coach can then guide you. Okay, then you can also have a financial community. Okay, people who understand finances and then they can guide you appropriately and then make sure you do your personal monthly audit. Okay, you must be able to audit yourself. Look at your income, look at your expenses, look at your investment, look at some of the mistakes you made, some spendings that you're not supposed to do that you did. You need to be able to correct yourself. Don't wait for somebody to come correct you. Okay. These things are very, very important. Protection and risk management. You look at protecting your finances through your emergency funds, your insurance basic, avoiding lifestyle inflation. Don't just increase your lifestyle unnecessarily. If you think that you are not there yet, don't impress anybody. Avoiding unnecessary debt. Okay, if you're not getting the debt to run a business, then it's a pure waste, so to say. Okay. Then in 2026, please look at how you can pay off your debts. When you pay off your debt, there's peace that comes to you. So it's either you want to do it by snowball. Snowball means you're doing it in small tranches, and then avalanche means you want to pay off a very huge chunk per time, okay, so that you can quickly pay it off. So it depends on what you want to do. So, like I mentioned, if after you get a debt, so to say, make sure you are using it for something productive so that you don't get to pay interest on something that did not yield interest to you. All right. Okay. So as I wrap up, your financial action plan for 2026, you need to sit down and say, okay, what are my financial goals for 2026? You need clarity. You need tracking. You need to design Excel sheets where you have the tracking of your income and all of that. In the next 60 days, you can look at how you can increase your income and then understand budgeting also. And then in the next 90 days, you want to say, hey, by March, I should be able to save enough for me to invest. Okay, are you able to save enough for me to invest? I tell you, savings and investment is really, really sweet, and it's something that you should pay attention to. you shouldn't be spending all your money. It's not a good thing to do. Okay, so I mean, you can do this personal commitment on your own. That sheet of paper that you have in front of you, just write there and say, in 2026, I commit to making better decisions by blah blah blah. I mean, whatever steps you want to take in 2026 with respect to your financial goals, I mean, just fill in the gap. Okay, my final chat to you. Please note that money rewards clarity. You must be clear about what you want to do. You must be clear. Do you want to work on your active income? Do you want to work on your passive income? Do you want to work on your semi active income? You must be clear. Do you want to cut unnecessary charity? Do you want to cut unnecessary spending? You must be clear. When you are clear, you'll be rewarded. Yeah, you just notice that you're able to save more. You just notice that you're able to, invest more because unnecessary expenses have been cut off. Small decisions compound. So the small decisions you're going to be making, I can tell you for free, it will compound and become something really, really good that you look back by December 2026 and say, wow, these small, small decisions I took actually helped me. Now I am closing the year with £5,000, with £10,000, with 10 million naira, based on the fact that I took some small, small decisions and which then compounded and then gave me what I am closing the year with now. 2026 will respond to what you do, not what you wish. Okay, some people wish to have a lot of money, but then it's not by wish. Okay, if wishes were horses, beggars will ride. So it's not by wish, it's about the things you do, it's about how you respond to uh, you know, to money. It's about how you respond to your financial goals. Now, the question is this: all of this that I've said so far, can you do it? Can you do it on your own? Well, for some people, well, maybe they can do it on their own. Okay, but I can tell you for free, for a lot of people, it might be impossible. It might be difficult. Let put it that way. It might be difficult, and so. Uh, you need help, okay? You need strategies. You need a coach and a mentor, okay? And that's what I'm going to be offering some of you here, okay? It's not for everybody, please. Yeah, it's not for everybody. I need some very serious people who want to increase their income in 2026 and are ready to be mentored. Yeah, they are ready to be mentored, they are ready to be coached. Okay, because it is one thing to wish that your income increases, is another thing to get somebody to lead you there, somebody that can push you there. So now, if you're somebody that does not like to be pushed, you don't like to be, mentored, don't bother. This is not for you. Okay. You don't like anybody to ask you, "Oh, okay, that goal you set in January, how far with it? Have you done what you need to do? That training you said you will go for, that master's, what have you done about it? Have you collected the form?" If you don't like people asking you that, if you don't like people to push you towards your own success, then this is not for you. Okay. I mean, if you're that kind of person, in fact, I mean, you don't qualify for this. Okay, because it means that you are not even serious about your own success. Because if you find somebody who wants to push you into your own success, one would expect that you should be happy about it. But I know some people don't like it. They don't want anybody to to encourage them, to mentor them, and say, "Hey, what are you doing there? You're supposed to read 12 books. You said you're going to read 12 books in 2026. This is March. How many books have you read?" I mean, some people don't like to get that kind of question. Okay, and so I mean, this is not for people like that. Okay, so I would want to help some people make more money in 2026. Okay. I think there's a lot I can share with you with respect to that. You think that, I can coach you and mentor you with respect to you making better money. I mean, this is for you. I'm going to listen to you and guide you so that you can increase your income in the year 2026. Okay. Well, all that I've done is is for everybody. Okay. And I want to believe that you must have learned one or two things. Okay. So, what exactly have you learned today? I want to hear from you. Have you gotten something that you want to run with in 2026? Have you gotten some clarity with respect to your financial goals with what I've said so far? And if you have questions, this is the time to do it because we'll be wrapping up very soon. Your questions, and then tell me what you've learned tonight. Hello, hope you can hear me. Hello, can somebody hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Good evening, sir.
All right, good. So, Mr. Eden, it looks like your network is a bit up and down, so to say. Mr. Eden, you're not getting you at all. All right, so talk to me. What have you learned so far today? What have you learned so far today? Or what are you going to be doing differently in 2026 with respect to your finances? Have you learned anything at all? Talk to me. Hello? Hello?
Sir, we can hear you.
Yes, I mean, I asked the question. Did you get the question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got your question, sir.
Okay, so what have you learned so far today?
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening, ma.
Yes, sir. Well done.
Thank you, ma. Madam
Thank
Oluwatosin.
you for
Good to have you.
everything. I did not join at the beginning,
Okay.
but where I joined from, I've been able to pick one or two things. You talk about us developing our career, advancing our career. You talk about us monetizing our gifts. And you also said that if we don't know how to do the monetization, that you can actually coach us or direct someone in regards to that. Then you also talk about investment and savings. You talk about the difference between investment and savings. And you mention importantly how investment is more better than saving. And you also talk that we shouldn't just go into investment, we should learn before we jump into it. Then what other things did I hear you talk about? You talk about budgeting and you analyze it, you give some percentages, and when it comes to you like clothing and other things, you gave 10% and you said it should be more smaller than other percentages. You talk about maybe 20% for savings and investment 20% for growth, that people don't like investing in themselves, that one can only grow if you actually invest in yourself. And we should not, you mentioned something that some people, they don't like that we don't like to invest in ourselves, that some people will prefer to use the money to buy sneakers, to buy clothes, than to use it for training. So a lot you have said tonight, which is more encouraging and is inspired me as a person. All what you have said tonight inspired me, and it makes me want to thinking more how to do things more better. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much. Good to hear from you. By the way, um, I mean, what you said simply shows that. I mean, if you can say that you didn't join at the beginning and you had all of this to say, it shows that even with the little time you spent, you listened. Okay. And that for me, that's really good, and the points you mentioned are very, very valid, are very cogent. And yeah, oh, I think I lost. I think I was kicked out for a moment. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. So, I was trying to say that, the things you mentioned are very, very cogent, and I'm happy that, you were able to grab all of that. Savings, investment, I mean, it's something beautiful that everybody needs to do. And as everybody, prepares to go into 2026, you want to take it serious. Skill monetization also very important. There is no skill at all that you can't monetize. Like I mentioned, even if it is cooking, you need to monetize it. Okay. I mean, some people can cook better than others. And so, if that's what you know how to do very well, you've got to monetize it. Okay. If you can write, if you can create videos, if you can anything at all you can do, if you can talk, you can actually monetize it. So thank you so much for all of that you mentioned as a recap of what you learned tonight. Thank you so much, ma. I want to hear from more
Awesome.
people. Yes, ma. I want to hear from more people. What did you get tonight, and do you have questions? What did you learn tonight, and your questions? It will be strange if you listen to me for, I mean, more than 1 hour, and you couldn't say what you learned. No matter how small, you should have learned something. And when you say
Good
those
evening,
things
coach.
you learned, yeah, Mr. Steven. Mr. Steven, are you there? Looks like you want to talk to us.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, coach.
Yes, sir. Good
And
evening, sir.
all
How are you, sir?
participants. Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks for this big section. Though I joined in from work with about an hour after the section have started.
Okay.
I know I've not been with almost like the past more than 5 classes or thereabout because of my work schedule that was altered from the original plan, so it affected all the classes.
Mm.
From the way I've joined, it is obvious that if anyone, just in a summary, if anyone wants to increase his financial portfolio by 2026, he must be deliberate and intentional and engage in practical strategies that will drive you towards achieving that goal. Without practical strategies that you will follow monthly from the session I I see from your teachings, it means that a monthly engagement and being steadily focused is needed. And strategies to be able to achieve those goals must be documented. Lost.
I think your network, Mr. Steven, can't hear you again. Mr. Steven, are you still there? Mr. Steven?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Okay, yeah, I think you're back now. Yeah,
Hello,
go
can you
ahead,
hear
sir.
me?
Yes, I can hear you now. I think we
Okay.
lost you for a moment.
Yes, I think it was a network that disconnected.
Okay.
So one need to be engaged in provable strategies to be able to achieve that financial increase for 2026. It's obvious that there is nobody who will not desire. It's obvious everybody desire financial increase, but desire is not enough. Desire must be translated into workable documents that will be followed up with in a strategic manner, also through a proven mentor or a guide that will be able to help to push you to achieve those goals. Even footballers have coach. Financial analysts, if you want to grow your finances, to a coach is also needed. A student who wants to study to become a medical doctor have a coach. So, but most of the time, we have not given too much attention to the relevance of our finances, tying the growth to a guide, a proven guide. So sometimes most of us, we have suffered that over and over again, trying to achieve a goal, but at the end, you see that you did not achieve as you planned and all of that. So I think your teaching is part of more expository and is very interesting. We only look forward to what you really have. But beside that, we asked one question. What are the templates? What are the templates for which, because I perceive this is a new project you are trying to introduce to us in order to put us in a better platform for our financial success for 2026. So I don't know if I may be going ahead of the section, but since now that I have the opportunity, let me just ask so that maybe you can, if you're not answering that, maybe in the process of time you can answer that. What are the template you are trying to bring to us, and the way that we be able to enable us achieve that financial growth for next year? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Steven. I think you also listened, okay, because when I listen to people, I mean, from what they say, I mean, I know that they listened. Okay, so thank you so much for sharing all of that with us. It shows that you also listened, even though you didn't join from the very beginning. Okay, as per your question, yes, this is an opportunity for a very, very few number. Now, like I mentioned, it's not for everybody. And the reason is simple. I've come to realize that not everybody can really, really. I mean, a lot of people like good stuff. They want to make more money. They want to do this, do that. But not everybody really has the passion, the momentum to achieve what they want to achieve. Okay. And so it limits them one way or the other. All right. So, I mean, I don't really have, after this question slide, the next slide is just thank you. Okay. So, it's not as if you guys, you're supposed to expect any other thing. Oh, I don't know why. Yeah. This is the next thing that you're going to have, and that's all. Okay. So, but basically, for especially for those who are able to listen to the end, who are, should I say, serious about increasing their income in 2026. Now, this is what is available, the opportunity that is available. I just want to work with these few people. Okay. Now, this is the target. This is the target. The target is to say, you know what? No matter what you are earning at this point in time, how can we increase that income? All right. So I'll be having a one-on-one, okay, with anybody that will be interested in this. Of course, we'll have every 2 weeks, we'll have a general meeting where I will share some general strategies. Now, mark this, general strategies, okay, about financial goals and all of that, about how you can increase your income, how you can, get better and all of that, general strategies. Now, but then, where Mr. A is may be different from where Madam B is, in terms of their life, what they are doing, their plan and all of that. So that is where the one-to-one strategy meeting will then come in. So if somebody, for example, is earning, let's say, £2,500 per month, and then, the person wants to be part of this mentorship program, apart from the general meeting, I would definitely have a meeting, in fact, several meetings with that person to say, okay, you know what? Where are you at the moment? Okay, where do you want to be? Then my job is to propel the person, is to ensure that the necessary strategies that will make that person to achieve that, is being shared. Okay, and then the person can achieve that goal with my coaching and mentorship. And that's why I said, for people who do not like to be monitored, for people who do not like to be asked, what are you doing? Have you done this? Have you done that? Okay, the strategy I shared with you, have you done it? You said you're going to be saving 1,000, 2,000 pounds per month. Have you done it? People who don't like to be coached or mentored definitely will not fit into this mentorship program. The mentorship program is for 3 months, okay? And so we're going to say, okay, what do you want to achieve within the next 3 months of the year? We write it down, we articulate it, we set those goals together, and then we also bring about strategies on how you can implement those goals. And then we'll work at it together to achieve it. Okay. If you're satisfied after the first 3 months, you can say, oh, let's continue. Okay, for the next 3 months. It all depends on you. Okay, so it's not, it's something that is very, very flexible, so to say. But then it must be for very serious people who want to really achieve their goals and who want to be coached and who want to be pushed. Because, obviously, I'll be pushing you if you sign up for this kind of mentorship. I'll be on your neck, so that you're able to achieve what you have set out to achieve. I don't know if that answers your question.
Okay, thank you so much, Coach. At least your background explanation is clear.
All right. Thank you so much. So let me get to hear from one or two more persons before we wrap up for tonight. So like I mentioned, this is just for a very few people. If it's for, it doesn't even make sense if it's for, if many people do it because it will become a crowd. Okay. So for people who really, really need this kind of mentorship, this kind of coaching, all you need to do is just, send me a message after the class. Just send me a message that, oh, I would want to work with you for the next 3 months, and then I will want my goals to be achieved, and then I want to leverage on your coaching and your mentorship, and then let's work together on this. That's all you need to do. Just reach out to me, and then I'll tell you what and what will be involved, and we'll begin to take the necessary steps. All right. Before we wrap up tonight, I think I want to hear from one or two more persons. What have you gotten tonight? Have you learned anything at all? It doesn't matter, even if you're not, even if you joined, a bit later into the session. What did you get tonight? What did you get, and what will you be working on? Because for me, it's about you working on it. Whether you're going to sign up for the mentorship program or not, it doesn't matter. What do you want to work on? Okay, with respect to your finances for 2026. And what have you learned tonight? 13 here.
Good
Hear
evening,
from
sir.
you. Yes, good evening, ma. How are you, ma?
All right. Thanks. Fine. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the impactful section. And for me, I feel like it was a straight bullet when you talked about saving for giving, and where you have your savings. It's very important that there should be this kind of boundaries that should be set for savings and giving, and have a way you go about it, and do not exhaust your savings. And also the part where you talked about when income increases, taste shouldn't increase. It should be maintained, so it will not overshadow the income, and someone will not go broke back to zero. Because I feel like this is like, I don't know if any other person will go. For me, after a very short time into the month, you're already having zero naira into the month, and you've been paid salary. So it's a very, very great one that this is coming. I was still thinking, I think like some few days back, I was like, God, I need to have another source of income from next year, because it's like the salary alone is not adding up. So I would really love to know more on how I can monetize, or should I say, turn my skill into another source of income or another stream of income. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, Madam Temitope, for that feedback. I really appreciate it. And good to know that you were able to grab a lot from the session. So, yeah, it happens. Sometimes you just find yourself not having something in the account, after a few days into the month. Okay, but then it's solvable. Definitely, it's solvable. It's all about ensuring that the income increases so much that you then have extra. Okay, so for me, you would only say you are financially stable if you can tell yourself, if anything happens to me right now, and I don't have any opportunity to work for the next 6 months, and I'm able to still feed myself, then you can say you're financially stable. So you can imagine that kind of life, no work, no pay coming in, yet in the next 6 months, you are able to still feed yourself, you're able to live a normal life. That means financial stability. And that's where I feel everybody needs to get to. Because some things happen in life that you don't even plan for. And then, revenue does not come. But then, even if revenue is still coming, it means that you even have more to save. Okay. So we must not live from hand to mouth. We must rather live in abundance. But then abundance is not automatic. Abundance comes with very, very strategic steps to make sure that your income never remains the same anytime, any day. Your income cannot remain the same. In fact, your income should not remain the same in 6 months. you know, just in six, it shouldn't remain the same. You know, if you increase your income by 20% in a particular month, you already immediately you are already thinking of how to increase it again. It must not stay at a point. It must continue to increase, and that will give you the kind of life you want to live. Everybody wants a life whereby they can just look at a house and say, "Hey, I want to buy this house." And buying a house is not rice and beans, okay? But then you must have had investments and all of that. You must have your passive income running, okay? For me, I've got. I make money from all of these three sections: active, semi-active, and passive. Okay, so when you make money from all of those angles, it will be very difficult for you not to have money at any point in time. It will be very difficult because if money does not come from this one, it comes from that one. It does not come from this one, it comes from the other one. So it doesn't allow you to live a life uh, that is not pleasant, so to say. You would have something, no matter what, coming in from one angle or the other, and so that's the kind of life I think all of us should live. So, if it's something that sounds good to you, you want to monetize, it's a journey. Okay, this is not magic. It's a journey, and that's why you need somebody to work with, somebody that will be able to say, "Hey, let's use this strategy," and then you'll be able to say, "Okay, yeah, let's jump at it, and then let's move." Okay, it's going to be a very serious journey. It's not going to be child's play. It's going to be serious work. But what I can say is that at the end of the day, you'd have been transformed. You would have been able to, increase your income by monetizing your skills, and also, of course, even creating products, okay, that you can then sell to people, and then people can pay for. Okay, so feel free to reach out if it sounds so good, good to you, and then we begin to work on something. Okay. Right. I think I got a message here in the chat box from Mr. Destiny. Compliment of the season. Shola, I came in late. Please, what's the platform all about? I say invitation, WhatsApp. I need other source of income. Okay. Yeah, it's all about monetizing your skill. It's all about increasing your income. It's all about being financially stable. We all need to be financially stable, as in very, very, very stable. So much that we can afford the kind of life we desire. You want to have enough and then save and invest. For me, there are a few investments that I have. I just check them once in a while, maybe every 3 days, every week, and my interest is paid to me. Okay, I can see it, and that's why I say, you need to invest in mutual funds. You need to invest in stocks. These things, will give you very good returns. Apart from you also monetizing your skills and all of that, and you don't have to have big money before you do some of these things. Okay, you can even invest in physical products. Okay, there's a lot you can do. There's a lot you can do. But then, all of those things are things that we'll discuss in the mentorship program. Okay, for those who are really, really serious, who want to jump into it. Okay, right. I think. Okay, Mr. Steven, thank you so much. Yeah, see you in my DM. Yeah, good. All right. So any other comment, any other question before we fly tonight? Any other comment? Any other question? Want to believe you learned one thing or the other?
Good
Okay.
evening, sir.
Yes, good evening, ma. How are you, ma?
I'm good. And you?
Yes, I'm doing great.
Mm.
Good to have you here.
Mm. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, I couldn't concentrate much as usual, but then I, I heard a lot from what you were saying.
Mm,
So, how you talked about, the main thing you talked today was being financially disciplined, being able to discipline yourself financially, spending in the right way. You said we can spend, but then spending the right way by investing, never to spend more than our income.
mm,
So most times it seems easy to say, but then doing it becomes more more difficult anyway. I don't want to take much time, but all I know is that I have to is well, I have to try to discipline myself financially. Yeah.
mm. Good, good, good. Thank you so much, Madam. Awesome. All the way from Italy. I hope everybody is fine in Italy.
Yeah, we are okay. We are fine.
Good, good, good. All right. So yeah, discipline is really, really important. If one would really, really achieve some level of financial discipline, I mean, some level of financial stability. So sometimes it's not even about the small income, it's also about how to spend the small income well. So I totally agree with you on what you said. And yeah, I believe that, it will be useful for you and for everybody on this call. Thank you so much, Ma. Good to hear from you.
Thank you.
All right. So I guess that's where we'll call it a wrap for today. I want to thank all of you for showing up. Um, Definitely, uh, we're going to see the new year by God's grace, and yeah, all of us would have a great time. But please plan, plan the year well. Don't leave the year to hope, hoping that it will get better. No, hope is not a good strategy. Okay, you rather want to plan it well, and sometimes you may realize that, oh, it looks like when I plan it, I'm not even able to achieve it on my own. Do I need somebody to help me? Do I need somebody to, always push me? Yeah, that's where you need mentorship. And if it's something you can do on your own, I mean, why not? You know, but what is important is that by December 2026, you should be able to point to some very wonderful things that you're able to do in 2026. 2026 must not go without you doing something good for yourself. Okay. And so let the planning start right now. Okay. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night rest. And I wish you all the very best in 2026. For those who will be interested in the mentorship, financial stability mentorship program, feel free to reach out to me and then we'll get talking and then I'll be able to explain further to you what will be required for that particular mentorship program. And then we'll be able to hit the ground running. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night rest. Bye bye. And a happy new year in advance. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Good night, ma'am.
Huh?
Yeah, good night, Mr. Samuel.
Good night, sir.
Yes, good night,
Yeah,
Madam Temitope. Good night.
good night, everyone. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Steven. Good night.